Hey, I'm Jusko from ProudMoney.com. In this video, we are going to check out the Bank of America credit card lineup, sort of rank the cards, talk about what is the best and what is the worst in the lineup, what are the good and bad features of each card, how they compare to other cards on the market, all that good stuff. But first, I'm going to ask you to please subscribe to this YouTube channel if you've not already. And if you have already, I thank you for doing so. So the Bank of America consumer cards is what we're going to concern ourselves with here. We're not going to look at the small business cards. Some of these small business cards actually sort of mimic the features of the cards we're going to talk about. So once you know the consumer cards, you'll sort of know the business cards as well. We also are not going to talk about co-branded cards that Bank of America offers. So things like the Alaska Airlines card, there are cruise line credit cards that Bank of America is the issuer for. What we're concentrating on are the Bank of America branded cards. And where that leaves us is really four main cards that Bank of America offers, and then they also offer cards to students and secured cards for people who are building credit, and those sort of mimic the features of some of these cards we're going to talk about as well, so we'll kind of go through those quickly near the end of the video. Now overall, when I look at Bank of America's credit cards compared to the other major card issuers, I don't think of Bank of America as being sort of one of the leaders or the most competitive. They have cards that kind of stack up with the best cards in their categories, but usually are a little bit more stingy in terms of what they give you. However, they do shine in certain areas, and we'll talk about those as we go along. One of those areas is Bank of America's Preferred Rewards program. And basically, if you are someone that has other money with Bank of America outside of credit cards, you can get a boost on your credit card rewards that will make those credit cards as competitive, maybe more competitive than other cards on the market. So they kind of want to have that relationship with you to give you the very best in terms of rewards on your credit cards. And the Preferred Rewards program works like this. If you have $20,000 or more with Bank of America in deposit accounts and or Merrill Lynch accounts, I think they just call it Merrill now, then you would get a 25% boost on your credit card rewards, and there are some other things that you get with the Preferred Rewards program as well. But that would give you a 25% boost. If you have over 50K with Bank of America and or Merrill, well then you're going to get a 50% boost on your credit card rewards. If you have $100,000 or more, well then you're going to get a 75% boost. And when we talk about the rewards that each one of these cards give, if you're someone that's already a Bank of America customer and you have a good amount of money plunked down into a deposit account and or Merrill account, well then these cards could look really good to you when you're comparing them to other things on the market. All right, let's start with the best of those Bank of America cards, and that is the Bank of America Cash Rewards Visa card, a no annual fee cashback card that gives you those rewards using the following formula. You get 3% cash back in a purchasing category of your choice from a list that Bank of America provides. So you could get 3% back on online shopping, on gas, on travel, on dining, drug stores, at home improvement and home furnishing stores. I think that's all the categories. So you choose one of those, you get 3% cash back in that category. You get 2% cash back at grocery stores and wholesale clubs, 1% back on everything else that you buy with the card. Now there is a cap of $2,500 per calendar quarter on those 3% and 2% categories. So those categories combined, if you spent over $2,500 in a calendar quarter, everything beyond $2,500 would go down to 1%. Now you can change your 3% category on a monthly basis. So if you know that you have something coming up where you are going to spend more in that category, well then you could change from online shopping to gas to travel, whatever you want to do, but you could change it one time per month to get your 3% in something else. Now, if you want to redeem those rewards, you can redeem them down the line for statement credits, meaning the rewards go against purchases you have made on the card. You could deposit your rewards into a Bank of America or Merrill account, and you can do those things without any redemption minimum. If you wanted to get an actual check in your hands, you would have a $25 minimum in order to redeem that way. Looking at the bonus for new card holders, as I make this video, you can earn $200 as a bonus if you spend $1,000 with the card in the first 3 months of having it. A couple other things to know: there is a 0% offer on new purchases and balance transfers on this card for the first 12 months that you have the card, meaning that you won't get charged any interest if you carry a balance from month to month during that first year of having the card. As far as balance transfers go, if you transfer a balance from another card onto this card, you'll get a 0% rate for the first 12 months. However, you will pay a 3% balance transfer fee up front to move a balance from another card onto this one. This card does have a 3% foreign transaction fee, so if you use it outside of the United States, you're going to get charged an extra 3% on those particular purchases. Now, I mentioned that Preferred Rewards program, and it's important to know, if you have a lot of money with Bank of America and or Merrill, you can get a boost on those rewards. And so if you had a lot of money, you could see that 3% category go all the way up to 5.25% cash back. Now, obviously, you don't want to put a bunch of money with Bank of America or Merrill just to be able to get a little bit more on your credit card rewards. But if you already have a lot of money sitting there, well, then it's good to know that these things are there, because when you compare them to other cards on the market, well, then you'll be able to see what you're actually going to get versus what the sort of standard reward is if you didn't have that money with Bank of America or Merrill. But as you can see, a nice boost, especially if you get up into the $50,000 or $100,000 with Bank of America or Merrill. So overall, looking at the Bank of America Cash Rewards card, the best of what Bank of America is offering. But overall, if I look at it against the rest of the market, if I did not have that Preferred Rewards program, if I didn't have other money with Bank of America or Merrill, well, then the rewards I get here are okay, but I don't know that I would choose this card to be my everyday card. I might get this card just to get that 3% category, but then I probably would use other cards for my everyday spending. Now, if you are someone that is looking at this card versus other cards on the market that might fit your spending patterns, you could look at things like the Blue Cash Everyday card from American Express, the US Bank Altitude Go, the Chase Freedom Unlimited, the Capital One Saver One card. A lot of cards on the market that have sort of multiple categories where you get different percentages on different purchases. All of those cards I just mentioned, also no annual fee cards that have not similar formulas but have those different categories with different amounts that you might earn. All right, next up is the Bank of America Premium Rewards Visa card, a travel card that has a $95 annual fee. So that factors in here in terms of what you are getting. You get, in terms of rewards, 2 points per dollar on your travel and dining purchases. You get 1.5 points per dollar on any other purchases you make. When we say 2 points per dollar or 1.5 points per dollar, we are talking in most cases about those being the same as pennies. So 2% you could think of on travel and dining, 1.5% on all of the other purchases you make. When you redeem your rewards, similar to the Bank of America Cash Rewards card, you can redeem them for statement credits against the purchases you've made with the card. You can redeem into Bank of America or Merrill accounts that you have, and there are some other things as well. There is a bonus opportunity on this card that is pretty nice. It is 50,000 points, which you can think of as $500, but you do have to spend $3,000 with the card in the first 90 days of having it to get that bonus. Now, if those rewards don't seem overly generous for a card with a $95 annual fee, there are other features to the card that might justify that annual fee or more than justify that annual fee, depending on if you take advantage of them. The first is a $100 credit or up to $100 credit for airline incidentals, things like baggage fees, in-flight purchases. If you use the card to pay for those, up to $100 will come back to you every year on those incidentals. There is a $100 credit for TSA PreCheck or global entry applications. If you use the card to pay for those applications for those programs that get you through the airport faster, that would be credited back to you as well. There are many travel benefits or insurances with this card that some people really find a lot of value in. Some people aren't going to care about them as much. Things like trip delay or cancellation insurance, lost baggage insurance, that kind of stuff. So if you would ever use those, or if you like having that sort of peace of mind of knowing that you have that on your credit card, those are available here. This card has no foreign transaction fees, so if you use it outside of the United States, you're not going to pay anything extra on those purchases like you would with some other cards, including the Bank of America Cash Rewards card that we just talked about. And again, if you had a lot of money socked away with Bank of America and or Merrill, the 2% categories on this card could go all the way up to 3.5% that you would get back. The 1.5% could be up over 2.5% if you were at that very top tier. So overall, a decent flexible travel rewards card if you can use those travel credits. If you are someone that wants those travel insurances and you don't want to pay a very big annual fee in order to get your hands on them, well, then I could see why this card might be attractive to you. Nice bonus. So the first year in particular, you're going to feel like you got some good value out of this card. Nothing against this card. I don't really love this sort of tier of travel cards that charge you that fee a little under $100, and then it's a little hard to figure out what the overall value is over the long term. You know, 2 points per dollar on some categories and then 1.5 and everything else. That's okay, but it's not a great reward unless you're part of that preferred rewards program. So if you're interested in a card like this, again, that has some of those benefits without a big annual fee, you might also look at the Chase Sapphire Preferred, the Capital One Venture Rewards card. There is the City Premier card, and there are others out there as well. Next up is the Bank of America Travel Rewards Visa, a no annual fee card that I'm not all that high on. You get 1.5 points per dollar on every purchase that you make with this card, or you could think of it as 1.5% as a reward on everything. Now, you do get 3 points per dollar or 3% on travel purchases that you make through Bank of America's Travel Rewards Center, which is an Expedia-like, booking engine. So you do get 3% there, but everything else 1.5%. So I tend to think of it as a 1.5% card. The downside is that 1.5% that you get can only be redeemed against travel purchases that you have made with the card. Now, temporarily, as I make this video, you can also redeem them toward dining purchases, since we are still in the COVID era while I am making this video, but traditionally it has been that you can only redeem toward travel purchases. So there are a lot of other cards out there on the market that give you 1.5% cash back or more, and you can redeem them any way you want to. So this one does restrict you, even though it's not an overly generous reward that you are getting. There's a bonus on this card of 25,000 points, equal to $250 if you spend $1,000 with the card in the first 3 months of having it. Now, to be fair to the card, it does have no foreign transaction fees, which is not always available on a no annual fee card, although there are more and more no annual fee cards that are offering no foreign transaction fees, so it's not as big of a benefit as maybe it once was. You get 0% on your purchases for the first 12 months you have the card, meaning you could float some balances in that first year if you wanted to without paying interest. If you were part of the Preferred Rewards program, again, that 1.5 points per dollar or 1.5% would go up somewhat. And especially if you had a lot of money with Bank of America, well, then you could start thinking of it as being all the way up over 2.5%, and then all of a sudden the no annual fee card giving you over 2.5% looks a lot better, even if you can only redeem it toward travel. So again, the Preferred Rewards members, if you have a lot of money with Bank of America and or Merrill, then all of these cards are a different equation. But otherwise, I'm not too high on this one. 1.5 points per dollar, but the points can only be redeemed toward travel. There are plenty of other 1.5% or better cash back cards on the market. The Capital One Quicksilver card, for example, gives you 1.5% back, no foreign transaction fees. It has a decent bonus, so that might be a card that you would choose instead of this one. Maybe you would choose this one to grab. It's pretty nice bonus on the front end, but I can't see making this your everyday card unless you're part of that Bank of America Preferred Rewards program. And then finally, the fourth, or maybe we should say the worst of the Bank of America cards, is the Bank AmeriCard. It's a no annual fee card that you would get if you want perhaps a lower everyday interest rate and perhaps to take advantage of the 0% offer on new purchases for 12 months, also 0% on balance transfers for 12 months. So any balances that you transfer from another card onto this card could sit on this card for 12 months and you wouldn't pay any interest. However, there is a 3% balance transfer fee. Now, in the past, this Bank AmeriCard used to allow balance transfers and not charge you any fee when you moved a balance onto this card. That is no longer true, at least as I make this video, and that has sort of dumped this card onto the bottom because that really was its big selling point. Can't really see with other cards that are on the market why I would choose this one, because there are others out there that will give you that 0% rate for longer than 12 months, and they charge basically, the same thing for balance transfer transfers. So there are things like the US Bank Platinum Visa, the Citi Diamond Preferred Card, I think Wells Fargo's Platinum Card. All of them offer you 0% for a longer time. Their ongoing interest rate might be a little higher than this card, but I think for most people, if you're even thinking about getting this card, it is for the 0% offer, and there are better 0% offers out there. So this one gets put at the bottom of the list. Now, I said earlier that Bank of America does shine in some areas, and if I didn't seem overly enthusiastic about any of those Bank of America cards that we just talked about, unless you're part of that preferred rewards program, two areas where I am enthusiastic about their cards are in the student card market and the secured card market. So if you are a college student looking for your first credit card, Bank of America has good ones. The one in particular would be the Bank of America Cash Rewards Student Card, which is essentially the same as the Bank of America Cash Rewards card that we already talked about, except you would not get the upfront bonus. Otherwise, pretty much the same. Now, if I wasn't overly enthusiastic about that Bank of America Cash Rewards card for the consumer market in general, I'm a lot more enthusiastic about it for students because there aren't as many student cards out there and there aren't as many good student card offers out there. So the Bank of America Cash Reward card for students looks a whole lot better in the student market than it does for the wider market where there are many, many more choices. Bank of America also has a travel reward student card, which is essentially the same as that 1.5 points per dollar travel card that I already talked about. The Bank America card also for students you could get as well. So they just sort of mimic those Bank of America cards for the mainstream market. So as far as students go, Bank of America doing a pretty nice job. And then secured cards for people that are trying to build their credit and are willing to put down a security deposit in order to get a credit card. Bank of America has a couple of them, and the Bank of America Cash Rewards secured card might be the best secured card on the market. Again, it essentially mimics the Bank of America Cash Rewards card for the mainstream market, except for the fact that you have to put down that security deposit and you're not going to get a bonus as a new card holder. But it is a decent card to try to build credit with. Bank of America does say that over time they are going to look at your payment history and perhaps would graduate you to the unsecured card and give you that money back. So you could end up with the regular Bank of America Cash Rewards card in your hand anyway if you started with that secured card. Bank of America also has a Bank America card, secured card, the one that is no annual fee with no rewards, has a slightly lower interest rate than that Cash Rewards card. So maybe you would consider that one as well if you think you're ever going to carry a balance. But both of those secured cards, no annual fee. They still have interest rates in the low 20s, so you don't want to carry a balance from month to month, but pretty decent secured cards, especially when you compare them to the rest of the secured card market. That's it. Questions, comments, things I left out, put those in the comments section below. Otherwise, I thank you for watching. And as always, please go to proudmoney.com where we do credit card reviews, we talk personal finance, talk deals, and all sorts of other fun stuff too. Thank you for watching. Bye.